Good evening, everyone. You want to talk to the camera? Okay. You can come tell them later what you think about it, okay? We're going to talk about you, actually. Did you know that? Hmm? What do you think? Good evening, everyone. As you can see, it is Thursday night, and I am only now starting to record my video. I'm very tired. It's been a long week, but I am here because I accomplish what I want to accomplish. So that's why I am here. And I have my new light set up and I have my new microphone set up. And that's going to help us record, even though it's nighttime. And if it gets a little bit too dark or anything, I'll just move inside. But, anyways, I am here now, ready to talk to you about today's topic of conversation. And I know a lot of you have been following me for a long time. I say that like I have so many followers, and maybe I don't. I don't yet, but my accounts have been around for quite a number of years, and a lot of you know that I started strongly in the theme of yoga, spirituality, authentic spiritual tradition. Right? I studied Vedanta. I studied Kashmir Shaivism, which is the core of the real Tantra. So some of you may not know why suddenly I'm talking so much about astrology. And I say astrology, but really we should be saying jyotish, which is the Vedic astrology. For those of you who don't know, this is the branch that this is the branch, this astrology, this jyotish, from the same tree of yoga, from the same tree of all these things I've been talking about for a long time. Maybe one day I should tell you why I came to find this science and why I decided to start talking about it, and why, you know what, actually more importantly than talking about it, really practicing it in my life and seeing the results, which I would say in this current season of my life are probably the strongest I've ever seen. And that's what matters, right? When we talk about these things, I want you to understand that I'm talking from my heart, from my studies, but also from the evidence that I've been able to accumulate throughout my life, because these are the things that have really improved my life. And my hope is that you understand that, yes, I'm talking about this sign, this planet, that planet. Not as some weird, astrologer that just wants to give you a prediction and that's it. But for you to understand, where does this science come from? For you to understand the way Jyotish views you and it views the world. Because that's the exciting journey of more discovery, rediscover the world, the universe, that takes you to self-discovery. Because all these planets, all these signs, all these things, they are present in you. You can say they are present around you. They are present in the universe. As above, so below. As outside, so inside. So, we will need to go into a more detailed conversation, but that's not the topic of today. I just kind of went there because I felt like some of you may not know why it is that I talk the way that I do about the things that I do. My aim is not for you to become as fascinated as I am with astrology. Maybe some of you will, that's amazing. But for you to understand that there are so many tools and mechanisms that you can gather from the sessions that I teach, the talks, the videos, all these things, to employ in your life and for the betterment of your human experience, no matter where you are looking from. Improve something every day. That's something I wholeheartedly believe in. Anyways, today's topic, I want to talk about a transit that is well upon us. There are so many transits upon us all the time. But there is one that one of my teachers, oh, hi, Nina, how did you get there? That was unexpected, but you look amazing. I wish you could see her. She's like a gargoyle up there. She's guarding me. Thank you. So this transit was brought to my attention by one of my teachers, and I figured I want to talk about it because it's a Jupiter transit, and Jupiter, as you probably have heard me say, is one of the most, or if not the most important planet for you to observe in your chart. How do you know where Jupiter is in your chart? How do you even know what sign you are in Vedic astrology? If only there was a place where you could find that out. Yes, if you go to the links in my social media, there's a place where you can go to an app and calculate your Vedic astrology chart. You can go to the website to do it if you don't have a phone or you don't want to use your phone and you just want to use your computer. But more importantly, you can also get a reading from me. And when you get a reading from me, you get a chart. And how are you going to be able to just interpret enough to know where Jupiter is in your chart? Well, last week's video, was that last week? Yes, last week's video, I explained how you can look at this map, at this chart, and being able to see. And you can see in that video how you can detect where Jupiter is in your chart, okay? Because that's what we're going to talk about today, a Jupiter transit. You may remember that I did a big talk on the transits of Jupiter. The talk was called The Burgeoning. And this is where I emphasized how important it was for us to be aware and to work hard in a particular area of our life and how to work in that area of our life during Jupiter in Taurus, right? So what happens then? Jupiter goes into Gemini and a new thing happens. We are already well within Jupiter in Gemini. However, we are entering a specific point in Gemini. All 12 zodiac signs are divided in 3 parts. And Gemini has a very interesting part at the end called Punarvasu. And this Punarvasu is a wide sign that connects from Gemini to Cancer. So when you enter the sign of Punarvasu, you are on the final part of Gemini, but you will still be able to touch the sign of Cancer a little bit. That is Punarvasu. And Jupiter has entered this sign, and this is an important thing. I want to tell you what it's going to signify, and if we have time, we can also go sign by sign, do almost like a live prediction, because I haven't written a script today. I just kind of looked at the charts and I put Jupiter, and I'm just looking at how the transit is going to look. Let me tell you what this means, what this transit. You need to remember Jupiter is you. But Jupiter is also that which brings wisdom to your life. That's why an expansion, wisdom and expansion. That's why your teachers, your spiritual guides, your priests, the men in charge of uplifting the community, they are Jupiter. When you have a reading with me and I need you to work with Jupiter in a particular way, I tell you to go to these men and seek their favor in some way. Give them a particular specific gift according to your chart, or offer them a particular kindness according to your chart. And this is what's going to elevate your life. So it is the teachings that really make our life grow and expand and evolve spiritually. For a woman, actually, Jupiter also represents the husband. So it represents that expansive, benevolent area of our lives. All our spiritual masters are Jupiter. So this sign also comes from the core of our soul. That's why I also said Jupiter is you, because it's that part of you that has come here to expand. You have come here to overcome your nature, not to become your nature. Okay, this is very important. So when this planet, or I should say, wherever this planet is in your chart, this is an area where if you know how to place yourself well in this area of your life, you will receive many benefits. You will receive connection with masters. You will receive always help, always guidance. And it is a wonderful area to operate with a lot of love and a lot of respect, wherever Jupiter. Whatever house that is, Jupiter will bring more light, more expansion. And you will see throughout your life that that area constantly compels you to move forward and to grow. And it will always give you blessings. So that's in your chart, but Jupiter is also creating a transit, and this transit is now in the sign of Punarvasu, which is why we say he's entering his own sign, because Punarvasu is very close to Jupiter. So what can we expect in the next few months? So Punarvasu, literally Punarvasu, means the return of the light. Jupiter is the planet of positivity and optimism. So what can we expect in this life? Not just that everyone's going to be suddenly positive. This transit started a couple days ago, on the 15th. Actually, when is the 15th? Oh, tomorrow. Never mind. I don't expect tomorrow to see people suddenly jumping for joy in the streets and saying like, yes, everything's going to be all right, because not everyone's like that. I am like that. I am absurdly positive. You cannot defeat me, because I will always find a way to vanquish my obstacles and to grow and pursue what I want. But that's not everybody, right? So what's going to happen? I will tell you that the people, however, who position themselves in the most optimistic perspective, these are the people who will work the hardest on bringing the light back. And these are the people who will have the light closest to them in this whole transit of Jupiter in Punarvasu, which I'm putting somewhere in the screen here, because it's a long, long transit of, I think, 9 months, if I'm not mistaken, from now, which is August 15th, all the way to next year, the end of May 2026, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I feel pretty correct about that. Let's call it. It's August 15th all the way to 31st of May, perhaps even the 1st of June. So during this period, it is the possibility and the opportunity for you to bring optimism back into your life. Optimism in what you're doing and how are you feeling? How are you living through life day by day? Optimism in terms of world view. My advice to you in this period is that you work the hardest, not in working hard, but in yourself to detect where have you become cynical? Where have you allowed yourself to cringe at the cringiness that is the gateway to expansion of this life? Where have you rejected discomfort? Where have you really become so cynical, so judgmental, that you refuse to see the positive and side of the world or yourself or other people, as well as just closing the door through harsh judgment that comes from past experiences, and not allowing you to see the light return in a person? People change, people grow. And if you try to hold people to a particular standard and think they're always going to be like this, well, my friend, you're going to be very surprised, because if one person sits down and meditates seriously for a month and they really commit to making a change in their lives, you have no idea how far they can come. During this transit, the people who will do the best are those people who refuse the cynicism, those people who persist. And the reason why I say persist is because Punarvasu, I did say it means the return of the light, but Punarvasu is also a continuum. It's a continuous experience. It's coming and returning and coming and recycling and coming back to life over and over and over again. This sign is also symbolized by the quiver full of arrows, an archer. So the archer doesn't shoot one arrow and calls it a day. If you've ever seen those movies where there are the archers, the arrows fly and they blot out the sun. And whenever you see the archer character, how many arrows do they have? They always have many, many arrows. And even the point of many archers in fiction is that they have the arrow for that moment, right? So the Green Arrow, the Hawkeye, etc., etc. So many characters, right? They have the special arrow for a particular moment. An USB arrow, right? An arrow with a punch glove on the other side, and all these things. So you have to persist. You have to continue reigniting the light in you. Say like, no, I will not be defeated. I will continue believing in the light. I will continue igniting the light in me that allows me to be positive, optimistic. Know that everything will be all right. I will be all right. You will be all right. I don't know how. I actually don't need to know how. And probably if I knew how, I would probably mess it up in my way there. But I know, I have faith that I will be all right and that you will be all right as well. This is the purpose of the return of the light of Punarvasu. Also, additional symbolism that you can understand. I did say recycle. I did say the archer. When the archer shoots the arrow, right? I have done enough archery lessons in my life to know a little bit of the position. It is a very open chest position. You can't shoot an arrow like this. So the heart needs to open. So you need to throw yourself out there and be light of feet, light of mind, light of heart. The archer character, once again, think about the archer character and think about any other archetypical character in fiction. Uh, Other characters wear the big sword, the big shield, hammer, the big armor. The archer is always light. Have you noticed this? They are always refined, right? The elves are usually the perfect archers, right? If we remember the Lord of the Rings, they are very elegant. They are very precise. They are very fine and refined, right? You don't see a lot of dwarven archers. The archers are the elves, and the archer character is very refined. In the same way, the Return of the Light, again, continuous recycle, refinement, shooting the arrow, perfecting the aim, opening the heart, going light of feet, persisting. Open the heart, persist, go again, try again. Um, I also want to say that this is a moment in which my biggest desire is that a lot of people study this transit of 9 months. I wish that people in power study this transit. I also wish that whether they study it or a lot of people don't need to study it, you know, a lot of people just intuitively they feel the transits and they can make the best of it. I've done that throughout my life a lot. Like I don't know why I do certain things in my life, and then I go check the charts, or I go even years later, right? Before I knew about astrology, I would do certain things. So I go look at my chart or the transit and I go back in time. Why did this happen? Why did this accident? Why at this time? Well, this accident was the catalyst that took me to God. Okay, meeting this person is what led me to it, and then I found this job, and then this and this. So there's an intuition there. My biggest desire is that people get in tune with this transit to help the world come into a greater state of harmony, to help Mother Earth come into a state of allowing us to really work in nature, to work with life in favor of the earth, in favor of advancing technology for the best direction of humanity. Because Punarvasu, as with all 27 nakshatra signs, is ruled by a deity. And that deity for Punarvasu is none other than Aditi. Aditi is the goddess, the Vedic goddess of Earth. She is Earth. She is Mother Earth, going through cycles and always blossoming back again. It is important also to know that this sign comes after a storm. The sign right before it is called Ardra, the sign of storms. What happens after the storm? We hear that beautiful melody of life coming back. So, this is our opportunity to help the earth, to work for the earth, and to persist. My wish for you is that you understand the message that has been given to you for this transit, that you position yourself in the most optimistic way and you proceed onwards in your life. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean that you're blind and you go jump down the well just because somebody else did. You know what I'm talking about. I feel coming a message also of people that some of you don't know really what optimism means, and then you put your hopes in the wrong person. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Now, let me bring my notes, my charts, and I want to go side by side and tell you what it is that I see, and I can anticipate for each one of your signs based on your ascendant of Vedic astrology. As usual, only Vedic astrology, no other thing, please. Don't move. Stay right there. Wait. I think we're doing this like this. I hope the end results make sense. Right, quickly. Aries, this is a perfect time for you to move to another country, to go move home or buy home. This is the perfect time for you to learn things at home and to teach things at home as well. If you're any type of teacher, I did speak about how Aries is very good at teaching nutrition and physical fitness and all these things. It's the best time for bringing the teachers home, and you being the teacher that goes to other people's homes and have the people come to your home and teach. It's the perfect time for you to set up an altar at home. It is a beautiful time professionally, Aries. It's amazing. And not just professionally, it's professionally and spiritual because Jupiter is going to be in your fourth house and it's looking at your 10th house, it's looking at your 12th house, it's looking at your eighth house. This is the time you have to sit down and meditate and pray and do anything and everything that you can spiritual because this is a beautiful time of blossoming for you. Just looking at it, I get shivers. You guys are going to rock it. For Taurus, it's actually going to really help you connect with your friend circle, with close media, and even far-reaching media, actually. So a lot of social media activity can be great marketing, newsletters, all these things, but also in your closer circles as well. It would be amazing. Spend time with them and notice that you will start entering a moment in which you are able to teach them more. But you shouldn't also be surprised if you realized that some of your people and your closer circle and your friends, suddenly you realize that they had skills that maybe you didn't know that they had before. Amazing, powerful skills that can really expand all of your lives to the better in networking. It is also a great period for connection with your father, understanding more about the teachings of your father, and it's excellent with your partner too. You may even have children during this period. For Gemini, I also anticipate that it's a great period for your family to understand what are the businesses that you have inherited from your family, what are the skills that you've inherited from your family. It's a beautiful time to heal family situation as well as just your health in general. It is a great time to fix things that have been bothering you for a long time. And I would also say that it's a beautiful time to bring more faith into your professional area. This is the area that I think you need to bring the most faith in. Just operate on faith and speak. Try to learn as much as you can during this period. Learn how to speak in public, learn how to talk, and learn how to listen to the talkers and go to events, networking events, or events where people who are talking in very interesting ways will be sharing interesting ideas. That's a beautiful thing for Gemini. Also, it's coming to me to care for the gut health of your children if you have children, Gemini. So for Cancer, I think this period is going to be really, really beautiful for you. And you, however, may not see really the results of this until a few months later, but you have to work diligently. This is a beautiful moment for your partner as well. If you're looking for if you're a woman, if you're looking for a partner, it is an excellent moment for you. I would also say that it's a powerful moment for spirituality. That is really because Jupiter is there. But here's my biggest advice. If you're a spiritual character person, this is the biggest advice I can give you, Cancer, actually. Do something of service for a priest-like figure like I spoke earlier. Even your father as well. Especially if you can wash their feet and bless their feet in some way. That is what I recommend. If you can wash the feet of some holy people, that would be quite fantastic for you. Sorry if I'm going fast, but like I said, I don't have a lot of notes and I don't want to make the video too long. Anyways, Leo. So this is a period on which you may feel like you're being cast back into the world, separated from the teachings that you want to apply in life. But this is the moment in which you are supposed to. If you want to connect more spiritually, this is an excellent time for you to go to a retreat, spend some time alone, and reflect on the different things that you're doing in your life. It is a strongly spiritual period as well for your home. I would also say it is also a great period to spend time with children of the family, so nephews, nieces, your own children, grandchildren. It is an important period for that as well. I would also say for Leo, take a look at your diet. Now, Virgo. So, Virgo. Very interesting. So, for Virgo, this is also a period in which you will see more children from the side of friends and siblings as well. Like they may actually get pregnant or bring more children into your life. It is your period of networking. It is your period of being more publicly out there if you have been thinking about maybe becoming an influencer, doing some more social media stuff, getting somebody to manage your social media. This is a period for you to do that. I would say, especially if you are doing it in business, it is amazing for that. It is also a period in which people who had left your life may just come and try to make a new deal with you, whether it's professionally or offer you a new job or trying to get you back to work somewhere, or maybe an ex will come and say, hey, like, can we try this again? Like things like that may return. uh, that is what I see for you. Mm, yeah, a lot of children stuff. So if you spend a lot of time with children, do watch my video in which I talk about children are listening and how children, it is important the way in which you talk to children. For Libra, it is a hand style. I need to hold the laptop with the other hand. Jesus. For Libra, so very active period professionally, very well balanced, but that's not surprising for Libra, is it? Hmm. It's a really beautiful period professionally. I would also say, look at this is for everyone. I should have said this earlier, but look at where Jupiter is placed in your chart. Okay. But additionally, for Libra, I just want you to be careful with how much time you're investing at work and make sure that you're balanced and not working too much, because your job, your work can actually find you back home and have given you some challenges there. It is also a good period for you to connect with your family. It is a good period for you to, um, interesting. So here's the thing. I do want you to take care of your health, particularly your lower body. That is what I see for Libra. Work hard is a beautiful period for working. Let me rephrase that. Don't work hard. Work smart. Just work intelligently and work in balance. Now let's take a look at Scorpio. Scorpio people, you are really receiving the blessings of Jupiter in this period. You yourselves may be getting pregnant in this period. This is also a period in which I advise you to be as much as possible for your dad, for your father. Become an agent of well being for them. Be at their service, provide what they need, go out to eat with them, enjoy food together, enjoy time together. Let the Father instill their blessings in you as much as possible. And if you have siblings, go all of you together with your father. It's not exclusively for you, because Jupiter is looking at the third house in this case. So definitely go with your siblings too and spend time, all of you together with the father. Mm. And also fun. Spend time with your father. That keeps coming up. Spend as much time with your father and have fun. Do something fun together. Four more to go. Sagittarius. All right. So interestingly, and this is true for most fire signs actually, this is just a perfect trifecta of spirituality for you. But this is going to be especially good if for Sagittarius, if you're traveling, overseas, and if you're doing retreats. But wherever you are, it is important to have the temple with you. Am I out of frame? So if you're already going to a retreat and you're going to a monastery, an ashram, you're going to feel right at home. But if you're not doing that, maybe you're very professional and you're traveling for work, still that's still spiritual. You need to understand that nothing's a coincidence, right? But wherever you travel, take that spirit with you. Take God with you. Not just on you, like a necklace, a pendant, all these things, a wristband, or whatever you wear in your body, but make sure you have a little corner dedicated for God in whichever way you dedicate to God, whichever way that may be. You can have your Bible, you can have other scriptures. I don't know. I'm not an expert in so many other cultures, just basically mine and Vedic law, right? But I don't know if you travel with the Quran. Is that a thing? And then you said it beautifully, even in the hotel room as you're traveling, right? Those things are important. What else is there? Yeah, spend time. If the travel bug hits you, this is a time. For Capricorn, so long as you can balance not just work and personal life, but mostly balancing social life with personal life, this is the success for Capricorn individuals. It is great to do networking. It is great for you to instill the teachings of others in you. It is also great for you to spend some time with siblings, spend some time with friends. And if you notice that these people are the ones that are like, uh, what's the word in English? Going astray? Is that how you say it? Um, Being led astray. This is where you will need to bring the hope back, okay? And insist and bring them back into the light. Bring them back. You're going to need to support your friends and your siblings a lot during this period. So for Aquarius, this is a period in which you should be able to connect with technology, connect with advanced technology of any kind, particularly in the medical field. If any of you are into that, so you have any health troubles, use more advanced technology to help you with that, or use AI to help you with that. I don't know if there's something about that there. If you work already in that sector, this is actually very amazing for you as well. So using technology in health and in a professional way is what's up for Aquarius. So once Mercury retrograde is gone, then you renew your devices if you've been thinking about it, get the new technology that you need, all these things, and good luck. Last but not least, Pisces. I gotta go because my throat is killing me. All right. So what I want you to do for Pisces is to spend as much time with teachers as you can. I would also say it is a time in which you may actually look after children that come from some type of divine lineage. Like if you do any work surrounded by children, you may be in touch with a lot of children that are very special, or their parents are very special, or their families are very special, right? So you got to be really careful with how you treat these children. They may look like normal children, but you will see that they are quite special in some way. It is also a great period for you to really let yourself go from your self identity, from how you perceive yourself. See if your teachers are advising you to change something in your lifestyle. Maybe they are going to ask you to be more physically active, to improve your diet. So if someone from that authority comes and they want to suggest this, go with that flow. So that's all I want to say for science. And I'm just going to wrap up this video. Put my laptop away because I'm tired. I want to wrap up the video by finding the cat. I don't know where she went. And saying, look at the video where I explain how to look at your chart. Look at where Jupiter is and look at where the signs of Gemini, but most importantly, the sign of Cancer is in your chart. Wherever the sign of Cancer is in your chart, this is the area on which you can see a lot of growth. You can see a lot of nourishment. You can see a lot of beauty. Given that you keep yourself in that light, that is my hope for you. That is my desire for you. That is all I want to say for you tonight. This is a beautiful transit. The transits of Jupiter have blessed my life so tremendously, and I have nothing but gratitude. Yes, I'm very tired. Yes, I'm very busy. But it's something that I chose for myself to really work on the projects that I am working on. My wish is that you're able to perceive some of this as I have in my life and really allow your life to blossom, because these transits are powerful. Don't expect immediate results. Let it come, but be consistent in that return of the light. Have hope in the work that you're doing, and may you find that happiness, that health, and that success that your heart desires. Thank you all so much. As always, subscribe, like, share, all those things, please, and thank you. It's going to make me feel good because, it's, what time is it? It's almost 10 p.m. and I still have some other things to do tonight. So it's going to make me feel good to know that you're supporting the channel, even though I have to stay up until late and post this video and edit and all these things. So that's going to be very significant for me. So that's it. All right. Off to the next thing. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time.